Hello everyone, welcome back. To pick up where we were, let me share my screen again. And at the end of the last video, I changed this instance variable weight to static, and I asked you what that meant about the class and the behavior of this object. So remember that cookie cutter is by this analog object that we're creating. When we create a new cookie, and these things are all interspersed in the same file, and the question is, how do I pull out what's part of the class and how do I figure out what's part of the instance? And we said that was by the keyword static. If it's static, it's part of the cookie cutter. If it's not marked static, it's part of the instances and available on each individual object of that type. So I've just made weight static, which means the weight is now supposedly an attribute of the cookie cutter, which means there's only one of them. So let's run our tester and see what happens. So first of all, Sally's weight is wrong here. And why is that? Because I created Sally with a weight of 5, but Jack came in and set the weight to 3. If the weight is part of the class, part of the cookie cutter, there's only one of them, and it's last guy wins. In this case, it was Jack who changed the weight. And so this cookie that Sally thought five anymore changed. Sally take a bite. And Sally's weight is now 3. That's because Sally's weight was 3. Sally tried to take a bite that was 3.5, and so the method just ignored it because it would have made the weight of the cookie less than 0. Let's try it again, and let's let Jack take a bite. Well, now you see that not only was Sally's cookie changed from weight of 5 down to weight of 3 on when Jack did this set weight. Now when Jack took a bite of 2, Sally's cookie went down again, down to 1. So this is the effect of putting static on an instance on something that should be an instance variable. And you have to be, let me fix this while I'm thinking about it. You have to be very careful, because sometimes you'll have a problem in your code. Say if you had come here and said set the weight, if you had said cookie.setWeight to 3, then that would have been a compile error, and Eclipse would have said, well, you can fix this by making weight static. And so when your IDE is telling you to make something static, be exceedingly suspicious, because it's probably leading you down the garden path into a big mistake. The problem is not that weight should be static, is that if you have an instance variable, you should be giving it an instance reference, an object reference, instead of a class before you call that method. Now, also, I won't be going over this, but in your lecture solution package, I have a bakery class, which has an array of cookie in it. We keep up with the next open slot. And so you can use this to see how we can have an array of objects that we are creating and manipulating it. And you're down here, I won't go into the gory details, but dozen is my array. So the elements of this array are in fact cookie objects or references to cookie objects. So if I give it a reference to a cookie object, that is a cookie object. Cookie objects have a byte method on them. So I can call the byte method on members of that array by giving it an index for the array and then using the dot operator. The dot operator is what tells us what member of a class I want to operate on. So I hope that helps, and be sure to send me or pin to the collaboration board any questions you have. Talk to you later. Bye.